Okay, we're rolling, so we'll give it a bash.
You're not really.
Take that.
It's not as heavy as Thor's real one. No.
I see, you don't have to be worthy.
He's worthy.
Need being worthy.
Oh.
Alright, welcome Idle Discourse to Hammerdown 2023. You guys were our online competition winners, you know, you've come all the way out from Ireland, so how was your journey first of all?
Yeah.
Oh, very good,
Yeah.
Tired.
I was asleep for
Tired.
90%.
Up early.
Who was the one in charge to make sure that you didn't sleep through it and then...
That was
This guy.
In charge of the operation. How did you even hear about the competition in the first place? Because you know you're not local. You're not like a lot of the bands that were applying for it. We had a lot of bands from up north, but you know no one else from overseas.
Well, me and you were normally like constantly searching for
scanning.
just like getting at everything. Do you know what I mean? Like for like other bands, where at the gig and stuff like that. And he found it and sent it on to me. He goes, apply to that. And I go, okay. And we were like, oh, we won. Oh, we better go now. So
That's amazing. I love it. So did you expect to win, or do you think you win with a shot of it?
No.
we just said we'll just enter anyway. Like there's no harm in just
Of course,
like
yeah, absolutely.
throw name in the hat. You never know. And here we are.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Nice.
We're here.
Yeah.
Well, obviously stuff stood out to our panel that selected you guys. What do you think are your most unique attributes as a band? What do you think separates you from a lot of other artists? Not necessarily in an arrogant way or anything, I just mean what are the attributes that you think stand
Well, we're
you
10
guys
times
up?
better than every other.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely the accent, I think.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
main thing, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like when we conceptualised the band. That's like I'm a rapper from Dublin,
Yeah.
and my kind of thing solo was always like not changing my accent, just like being authentic.
Yeah.
And then when I joined together with the lads, it was kind of like I thought it might be a little bit of a conversation, like where I was like, you know, I'm gonna keep the accent, and they were just all totally for it. So
I think as well,
It
it's
just
we
creates
never
something
planned on like doing a kind of rap metal thing.
yeah.
We were like
Really?
we were in a band called Antidotes.
Okay.
Me and the lads, Lee and Rob, we were in a metalcore band, and we were kind of jaded with that a bit, you know.
Yeah.
And then my brother Lorcan started like playing with us, and we were still trying to find a new project, and he started bringing in like beats and like bringing some production into the sound.
Nice.
So then we still didn't know what we were going to do vocally, and then when Craig joined, I think that just opened us up to the fact that we're like, oh well, now there's no limitations. So we were like a metalcore band, but now it's like, oh, we can. Craig gave us that kind of freedom to be like, oh, we can throw in what we want now, you know. So we opened our sound up. So
that makes sense. There's still a lot of undertones of heavy, like a lot of the riffs,
Yeah,
especially on the drums.
I think we'll always be a heavy enough band just
Yeah.
by nature, but like
Yeah.
the fact that we can go off and we can do songs that aren't like just a straight up metal song kind of gives us that creative freedom, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a new song we're playing later, and it's like we played it for the first time last week to kind of get a bit of a taste of the crowd. It's just a full on drum and bass song, really. And then the guitars come in afterwards, and it's like you don't really know how a crowd's going to react to it until we try it. So we're like a metal venue in Dublin, and all of a sudden everyone's just going mad for it. We're like, okay, grand. So
Yeah.
we did
Right,
something right with it. Yeah.
So
So.
dancing like at a metal gig, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
there's more to it than just.
Nice, that's great. So, you know, although you talk about authenticity, that's really, really important. But that's not to say you don't have influences. And what do you think are the key bands that have helped to influence and shape your sound? Because I hear a lot of things like Enter Shikari in there, especially politically with the lyrics, by the way. I hear a lot of that. But what do you think else influences you as a band?
Most of us are all like massive Shikari fans.
Yes.
I'm a massive Shikari head myself.
Yeah.
So that was cool I'd seen a couple things posted that you was making that correlation, so that's pretty sick, yeah.
Great, okay, that's cool that you say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any different Just you talk about
massively,
metalcore, you obviously
I
into
think
metal.
musically, we take a lot of inspiration from bands like Northline as well. With the riffs and the kind of,
I think,
especially the lower tune riffs.
and even like especially our new project that we're working on at the minute, Volume 2, like it's like we leaned into the electronic side even more, and I would say like where we're taking those influences from is from all sorts of places, like Justice, that like French techno duo.
Oh, cool.
This like I listen to a lot of this band Kiasmos, it was another like electronic duo. So like all sorts of different influences, but the like I always see like Northlane as like the blueprint for the kind of fusion of metal and electronic music, because I think right now they're doing that like better than anyone really, because it's like so cohesive, you know. It it doesn't feel like the electronic elements are just shoehorned in. It's like, you know, it like sounds really together and like it's meant to be together, you know?
Yeah, and that's changed a lot as Marcus has evolved with the band, because that wasn't really there pre-Marcus.
No.
So
Yeah.
I think he's had a lot of influence in that. That's cool.
Yeah.
So Craig, I want to ask you about your lyrics. You know, they are very political. Where does that aggression come from? What is it that you're so pissed off about, mate?
Everything.
Well, but where's that political influence come from, do you think?
I'm not really sure. Just coming from Ireland, I guess, you know, we're coming from a country where there's kind of like perpetually been like some sort of crisis, like there's the housing crisis.
There's always a crisis in Ireland.
Yeah.
There just seems to be crisis building up, and then kind of nothing being done about them. And politicians just like, you know, giving themselves pay rises, but then not solving any of the issues, which I'm sure happens here, and I'm sure happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely happens
It's
here a lot.
not related to just Ireland, but I think I've always been quite like in my music before the band, it was quite political, and yeah, I've always just kind of been about that, just, you know, writing about something.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of music, a lot of lyricists, which is cool as well, but it's kind of it's more focused on the lyrics and what they do rather than actually talking about something. We like to kind of lean into that a little bit too, but
we just give you kind of complete creative freedom over the lyrics.
Yeah,
so
it's like
here's this demo, Craig. You write to that. Like
that's even in terms of like the last question, like the influences, like was all, like I'm coming from totally different kind of side of things than you're coming from.
Yeah, sure.
And then it all just filters. It all just comes through the same kind of filter to become what it is.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I think it's just kind of how I'm wired. You know, I just kind of care about what's going on.
It's good.
It just falls into my music. I don't even really try to.
I think as well, because obviously doing your own music, it's less aggressive. So coming in, like hearing like what the lads write, it just means that you can lean into that aggression and that.
Well, like a Corey Taylor Stone Sour Slipknot situation, right, where he's got the way he's calm the tunes. So
Yes, I do. I make like smooth, like kind of like smooth, like soulful hip hop before this.
No way, nice. Okay, cool.
This was like, well,
Yeah,
like
a bit
14, 15-year-old me always wanted to fucking make, like, this is what I was walking around with in my earphones.
Nice.
I remember we showed him Law Abiding Citizen when it was just an instrumental, and we were like, there's no way he's going to write to this. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then you wrote to it, and we were like, oh, but this song is completely different now.
We thought we'd have to scrap a lot of songs.
Scrap a lot of the more technical songs.
I think that song was based off like a lot of kind of glass job influence.
Yeah.
That was
Angular.
it's real like just angular hardcore stuff, and we're like, there's no way anyone's gonna rap over this, and they came up with lyrics, and we're like, oh, okay, right, we love this now.
Cool,
We're gonna keep this one out.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. So I've got one more question. You mentioned Volume 2 at the end. We've all heard Volume 1. It's awesome. So what can you tell us about? That's right. What can you tell us about the next record? What's going on? What are you allowed to tell us right now? No pressure.
I mean, like, we're nearly finished. We're nearly finished the recording. We wrote a couple of sessions in the studio, and then it's done. I think in terms of we're going to be playing some of these songs today from Volume 2. It's definitely. I think it definitely has. I think it's heavier.
Yeah, I think what's cool about this project is I think in ways it's actually like our poppiest probably songs, but it's also our heaviest.
Yeah.
In other ways.
I know bands say that a lot, but
but
just the riffs are fucking.
Yeah, it's. And I think a lot of
the dance stuff.
Yeah, really leaning into the dance stuff. So like this time round, it was, you know, like at the inception of the songs, like a lot of the time will start with me, and I this time kind of instead of like starting with a riff, you know, I'll go the other way around. I'll start with like electronics and stuff like that, so that it becomes like, you know, there's the riffs are still there, right? But it's like the electronics play as strong.
Volume 1 has got a lot of riff, and then maybe we'll go to like a trap different section. Whereas this is more integrated.
Right. So a bit more.
I think I think the other thing as well is even like when we playing the Volume 1 songs live, like we kind of that informed us like what direction to go next, you know. And we always felt like Don't Need You was one that like went like always landed with whatever crowd.
You know, people are going mad.
That was another kind of inspiration to go that route as well. The more kind of electronic drum and bass thing.
And hopefully the song element, well, hopefully, we'll hear when people listen to it. But
Yeah.
hopefully the song element is going to come through even more in Volume 2.
Yeah,
Trying to like, you know, as much as we like to experiment and like push the boat with our music, we also want like there to be songs there and it to be, you know,
people to actually like it.
yeah, like presented in a cohesive way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Idle Discourse, check them out if you haven't. Listen to Volume 1 now, it's an incredible record. And I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Brilliant.
Thank you
Very much.
very much.
Thanks very much.
Fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Alright, cool.
Thanks, dude.
Back to your beer, eh?
Brilliant.
Brilliant indeed. Right, there we go.